Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 2018's A Simple Favor.
This was parenthetically entitled, "Oh no, half bro." Dad just died, half bro.
Before we get started, if you want to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, you can follow us at Kiss the Reviews. And as always, if you want to join the millions of Patreon subscribers, you could go over to Patreon. You can find us at Kiss the Reviews as well. You get exclusive content. There's KTR merch, stickers and mini prints and all kinds of crazy shit. You get a pre-show before the actual review of us just ranting and raving or telling you guys about our awesome week and things that have happened. So
how to commit insurance fraud,
all of
it. Sleeping with your best friend's husbands.
Yes.
All that stuff.
So with that said, let's get into the cast of 2018's A Simple Favor. This film stars Anna Kendrick as Stephanie Smothers, Blake Lively as Emily Nelson, and Henry Golding as Sean Townsend.
And shout out to the Moms collection. There are a lot of well-known. Andrew Reynolds, obviously, is very, very famous, but the other two ladies with him, they're in almost every comedy you see today as one of the side parts. So they're fantastic. Love them.
No, absolutely. So I'll be honest. So this film was requested by Kiana, one of our Patreon subscribers. So when it was requested, I've never seen this movie, which surprises me because I actually do like Anna Kendrick a lot. And I've seen a lot of the stuff that she's been in, but I saw the title. I went to IMDb and I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to like this one. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of either of these two ladies. I don't hate them. I'm not getting turned up to an Anna Kendrick Cup song anytime soon, but I've seen Pitch Perfect. It was fine. This was a good movie. A little bit talented Mr. Ripley, a little bit son of a bitch, Gone Girl.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it.
No, I
Is that our review? Bye, everybody.
I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't know what I was getting into, and I didn't. This is one of the first times where I didn't read like the IMDb description. I'd like nothing. I found it, watched it, and took my notes. So
I found both characters to be highly annoying for totally opposite reasons.
I would agree with that. But let's jump right in, man. So this movie opens with Stephanie, who is a widow that is running her craft and recipe vlog, talking about her friend Emily that has gone missing. And she begins telling the story of how she and Emily met. And the whole play date scene where Emily and Stephanie get to know each other at the very beginning is kind of fantastic because you get both characters are set up. You got Anna Kendrick, who's like, oh, she's that mom. And maybe it's because I have a kid and I've been to school and I went to these events, but I was never the one sign. I was the parents off to the side here that are ripping on everybody else.
Right.
Where does she get all that energy from?
What are you looking at?
I think there's crystal meth in those meatballs.
Oh,
Please, she would know a sign up she'd have it bitter on the ass.
But there's always the one parent, mom or dad, one of them, typically the mom, but that was like, I'm signing up for everything.
Yeah, those people are gross. Anna Kendrick's character here is so horribly white, it makes me want to throw up.
Absolutely.
Just everything about her, the way she acts, the words she uses. or constant apologies. I do get on people for that is a real thing for women. Like one, they have a scene here later. I just got to get this out because this has been like dying to get out of me since I watched this morning. They have a scene here later where Anna Kendrick is apologizing for no reason, as a lot of women do. And like Blake Lively, I often say, you have nothing to apologize for here. Like, why are you apologizing for?
Yeah.
You don't have no reason to do that. Stop doing that. However, Blake Lively says you have no reason to apologize for anything ever.
You don't need to be sorry for anything ever.
That makes you a fucking sociopath. Yes, you do.
Well,
yes, you do.
Let's be fair.
No, we need this fucking... I know she is, but we need this life lesson. This is very important.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, ladies. Uncle Corey here. You don't need to apologize for everything. That is a problem women have, and it is a societal issue. That being said, you should apologize for things when you do something wrong. Yes. Period. Not feeling guilt is fucking insane.
Yes, no, absolutely. But
fucking
again,
insane.
Blake Lively's character in this movie is a sociopath. And we see this when Stephanie picks up Emily's kid and takes the kids to the park and she's like playing with them. And then Emily gets there and she takes Emily's picture. And Emily goes from just like hey, you don't have to apologize for anything ever. And, you know, woman power. And then she gets her picture taken and it just boom.
Erase it, or I slap a fucking injunction on your yearbook. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay.
I'll give Blake Lively this. That switch from like, oh, I don't know how to take her. She's kind of, business lady, yada, yada. And then to go from like this weird kind of character to immediately fucking sociopath, like fucking delete it. Delete the shit. Like, whoa. I've only run into a few of these people. Mm-hmm. Needless to say, I don't talk to them anymore because those people are scary as fuck.
Had I not seen her interview, the infamous pregnancy interview she did with Parker Posey now, I'd be like, yeah, this is great acting. But now I'm just like, that's just kind of Blake. I think Anna Kendrick really took her. That wasn't even in the script. They just accidentally had the cameras rolling and the girls were mic'd up and they were getting ready to do their thing. And Anna Kendrick's like, behind the scenes photo. And Blake Lively was like, fucking whore, what are you doing? You know who I am? Like, yeah. I think you know who I am comes out of Blake Lively's mouth a lot.
You were correct.
And they get closer as friends here. They share secrets. And Emily's like, oh, you know, we had a threesome, me and my husband. And Stephanie's like, cool story, bro. I banged my half-brother at my dad's funeral.
Well, we get that Stephanie tells a little bit on herself here, too, because she's like, Blake Lively says, like, we invited our TEA over for drinks and dinner and a threesome. And she's like, oh, my God, what was he like? Or what, you know what I mean? She's like, Blake Lively goes, who said it was a he? And that's when Anna Kendrick's like, ooh, like, I think getting spit roasted's probably a little bit more like the ooh than having the like the female's the more traditional way, especially if, like, you know, you're maybe a little bit mousy like Anna Kendrick's character is in this movie. That's where you naturally go, is like female, female, male. That makes sense in that situation. But no, Anna Kendrick's character is like, Stephanie's like, oh, you're getting spit roasted? That's kind of fun. And she's like, no, it was a woman. And she goes, oh my goodness. Woo. She a freak. Stephanie a freak.
Yeah, and this is where the whole like, oh no, half bro comes into play.
Brother fucker.
And Blake Lively's character continually just calls her a brother fucker for the rest of this movie. Like, that comes into play throughout the rest of this movie. Yeah, which,
Blake Lively was born a man in this movie. Because that's what dudes would do to each other. Like, tell me a secret. Oh my God, sister fucker. For the rest of your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She leaned into it. So Emily then calls Stephanie, says she has a simple favor to ask. And she asks Stephanie to pick up her son, Nicky, from school, Stephanie doesn't hear back from Emily for a few days. So she calls Emily's work, who they say she's in Miami. Then she calls her husband, Sean, and is like, hey, what the fuck? Like, I've had your kid for like 3 goddamn days. And Sean finally gets there to pick up Nikki, and they decide to call the police here.
Can I just say real quick, I'll just say this about Sean. Him being a writer that wrote one book, stopped writing, and then lives off his wife for the rest of his life while fucking her best friend is literally the most identifiable character I have ever seen on film. I was like, dude, I get it.
I'm glad you brought that up here, because if you could look at my notes right now, that's literally my notes right here. It was the perfect spot for it. I was watching this and I was like, oh, this is Corey then.
Hollywood once again has invaded my life and I'm sick of it.
Oh, for the love of Joe. Oh.
So Stephanie here then goes full like Aurora Teagarden, and she starts looking into like Emily's disappearance. She goes to her office. It finds like this photocopy photo of Emily, and she uses it to post the missing persons flyer all over town. And the detective then comes to Sean's house. He says that Emily didn't go to Miami. She apparently rented a car in Michigan. And then we get this fan of Stephanie's vlog that says, oh, I saw Emily in Michigan. So Emily's rental car is found. And then Emily's dead body is found in the lake.
I'm telling you this right now.
Right now.
You ever go missing, even if you leave your kid with me. First off, I'd be like, you're over 18. Get the fuck out of my house. It's been 2 days. Good luck.
Well,
welcome to America. But in this situation with the younger kid, I'm not looking for you. Especially once dad's picked up the kid. I've known you for like 2 weeks. I don't give a fuck how lonely I am, if we made out before, if I told you I'm a brother fucker.
Brother fucker.
I'll vlog about it. I'll be like, oh, hey, moms, we're going to cook while I exploit my best friend's disappearance to gain more viewers. That's what we're going to do.
Yes.
Which probably will happen on a Kiss the Review show sooner than later, because we need an uptick in subscribers.
Yes, but, absolutely.
Like, oh no, stepbro Armando's gone missing.
Hell yes.
Yeah, to your point, as soon as the husband, as soon as Sean comes over, picks up the kid and he's gone, I'm not coming over and cooking. I'm not coming. Like, I might order flowers for the funeral after they find her body here. That's what you're getting from me.
Yeah, that's what we do. We order flowers at funerals.
That's it. That's it. Done it quite a goddamn few times. Too many goddamn times.
A lot. It's getting a little obscene.
So,
Watts, what's happening?
So after the funeral here, they have this gathering at Emily and Sean's house, because now Emily has moved in with Sean almost immediately. And
as we do,
after everyone leaves, Sean and Stephanie fight through their grief by banging it out. So,
as you do.
As you do.
I would, yes. If
yeah,
my wife's best friend was Anna Kendrick, and she's like, oh no, stepbro, he's dead. She's dead. I'm so sad. I cry. I would probably go down on her too.
That's fair.
Especially if it's like, oh my God, I've read your book. You were really talented. Yeah, we're fucking. Sooner than later. Sooner than later. It might not even take the dead wife.
All my wife's friends are now on notice.
Hell yes.
Anyone who's ever complimented me about my book, you're on notice.
Absolutely. So Detective Somerville here comes by the house while Stephanie is there. He tells her that Emily's autopsy revealed heroin in her system and all this crazy shit. He also says that Sean had a $4 million life insurance policy taken out on Emily.
Oops.
Yes. And then they also have the scene where one night they're all having dinner. Emily is now like, basically, like there's this period in the movie where I'm like, is she living there? But apparently they're not moved in yet. She's basically living there, but she just hasn't brought her shit over.
Yeah.
But they're all having dinner, and Nikki, Sean's son, says that he saw mom, Emily, at school. And my favorite part about this is as he's saying this, telling the story, and Sean's like, no, you're grieving. It's part of the grieving process. And Anna's like, no, you didn't see her. She's dead. And Nikki looks at Anna Kendrick's son, and he was like, he saw him too. And this little dude was like, man, why are you bringing my name into it? I didn't see shit. I don't know. Maybe it was her. It could have just been a blonde white lady. I don't know.
Yeah, this little kid basically picked up his head and said, my name's Paul, and this is between y'all.
You were correct.
It was a 3-second line that he delivers, and I just went, I'm separating myself from everybody. Like, you guys could talk about this. I didn't see shit.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't forget you punched me in the face like 3 days ago. Fuck you, kid. He's crazy.
Yes.
And then the other little kid just goes, fuck you, and runs away, which I loved.
Fuck you!
Hey, Nikki.
Oopsie.
And this is where Sean asks Stephanie to move in with him, right? And she goes into the closet. She cleans out all of Emily's shit, and she moves in. And when she brings her stuff to put into the closet, all of Emily's shit is all back in there exactly where it was before.
How long was she gone?
I don't know, because there was that closet, that was the biggest, that walk-in closet was bigger than my office that I recorded.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
This looked like fucking Ty Pennington or whatever his name is got everybody in the house, like redid it.
Move that bus.
Thanks to Sears, we put everything back exactly where it was.
No, you're absolutely right. She had to have been gone for a minute, because that's a lot of stuff. Just the shoes alone, there was like 1 million pair of shoes in there.
For real. And by the way, why is Andrew, like, I know she's like, it's not my style. There's some nice stuff in there.
That's expensive shit. Just sell that stuff.
All those shoes have red bottoms on them. There ain't a white bottom shoe in that motherfucking closet. Sell that shit.
Absolutely. But Nikki here then gives Stephanie an envelope in the car that Emily, his mom, his dead mom, gave to him. And it's a picture of Stephanie's family with brotherfucker written on it. And Emily then calls Stephanie, freaks her the fuck out, right? And this is where they get into this flashback of Stephanie telling Emily about the true story of her husband's accident with her oh no stepbro.
It's my fault. I'm the reason they're both dead.
No.
Is the kid her half brother's kid, or is it the husband's? Yada yada. But we get all of this.
Seems pretty smart for half an incest baby.
Listen, he doesn't have a tail. Like,
he knows when to stay out of fucked up conversations. Like, did you really see your dead mom today? Like, he's with it a lot more than
he's on
some
it.
of them Appalachian kids are.
Dude, have you been to West Virginia?
No. No.
Don't. Stay at home.
I don't even fly over it.
So Stephanie here continues to investigate Emily's past. She speaks to Diana Hyland, played by Linda Cardinelli, an artist who painted the portrait of Emily, right?
Love Linda Cardellini. Love her.
Yeah. Linda Cardellini is, and I mispronounced her name when I said it first, but Linda Cardellini is probably one of my favorite actresses. Mm-hmm. She's like in that top list of actresses. I really like her in everything she's in.
Yeah, I really liked her when I first saw her in Freaks and Geeks.
Yep.
I fell in love with her in Grandma's Boy. And ever since then, It's just, if she's in a movie, I'm cool to watch it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And she looks kind of different in every single thing she does. Because I'm watching it and I'm like, is that her? I literally had to go to IMDb to double check, because I was like, I know that's her. That's her face. But the hair, just how she looks. She changes her appearance in like every single thing she does.
Even female Deadpool looked like Blake Lively.
You were right.
She's wearing a mask, and it still looked like Blake Lively.
But when she talks to Diana here, who's an artist, Diana says that the girl in the painting is not Emily, it's Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
And it was her muse, and she describes her as this con artist who apparently disappeared after making her pay for all of her college and her bills and all that shit, and basically just took advantage of her. So Stephanie gets a clue here and heads to the Squaw Lake Bible Camp, where she finds out that Emily had a twin sister and the real names were Hope and Faith McClandon. So now she's Aurora Teagarden all the way. And now we're going to visit her mom and getting some more information about them. And Stephanie calls Emily out after all of this in her vlog, which basically forces Emily to surprise Sean at a cafe, tells him about her plan to collect the insurance money, to fix the financial problems. And, as Jessica Fletcher digs into Emily's life insurance policy here, and then calls the insurance people, and they come out, and like there's this whole big fucking thing. This is where it starts to get a little
I'm so bored. This is where I'm like, how much time is left?
It's
2 hours. Why did this have to be 2 hours? That's why I'm like screaming at myself when I paused it. Like, what the fuck? Yeah,
it could have been an hour 40. This middle piece could have been trimmed up into like into a montage.
Yeah, this was it was a lot for what we already know is she's alive.
Yes.
Like now we're investigating insurance fraud and high federal crimes, white collar crimes, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, lady.
We get it.
Like you were trying to mix fucking zucchini and chocolate or some bullshit at the beginning of this fucking movie, and now you have the fucking balls to be an investigator? Eat a dick, lady. Who the fuck are you?
Aurora Teagarden is who she is.
Yeah. Like going and talking to like poor women with dementia and like, I'm a cleaning lady. Now I am with the service. And like, fuck, dude. It's too much, brother fucker. It's too much.
It's way too goddamn much.
You goddamn brother fucker.
But this after all this is where we get Stephanie and Emily. She lures her to her gravesite, where Emily basically reveals the story behind her and her twin sister, and how they met up when they got older, and the burning of the house and all of this stuff. And basically the movie is showing that she killed her sister, and basically that's how they thought it was her. But she lies to Stephanie and tells her that, she didn't kill her. Sean planned this whole thing, yada, yada. But
this is what got me too. When Emily first walks up to the gravestone.
Yeah.
And she sees Stephanie, and Stephanie's, let's talk about this. And Emily's like, no, let's talk about who your kid's real father is. That's all. That one secret, I understand, like when you cults and people who blackmail you and all this stuff, like that's how they do it. They find out your one secret. She doesn't care. This motherfucker's dead. She ain't married to anybody.
Yep.
She's already loving on this kid, this little half incestual fuck running around fucking the Ozarks or whatever she is. It's fine. She doesn't care. Like you wrote her a note that was like, brother fucker. She didn't care. She still moved into your fucking house and moved your clothes out like it was nothing. She doesn't care.
Exactly.
Let's find out who your kid is. For who? My YouTube subscribers? They're just going to tune in more. I'm about to go fuck a fucking relative to get more subscribers. I'm going to do anything I can.
Hey,
you people have driven me.
Take one for the team, brother fucker.
I'll fuck my brother and make a baby with him.
I don't know how that. I don't think that's how that works.
Hey, I was conceived
But-
anally. Some
but
people
you could,
just, it
but-
works.
But you could try. You could certainly try. But Emily and Stephanie here then frame Sean, so he's arrested. And after he gets released, he heads home where Stephanie shows up with a gun, and her and Sean stage this like fake argument in front of Emily to incriminate her. But Emily's like one step ahead. She knew that they were faking. And then Emily holds both of them at gunpoint. She shoots Sean. And Stephanie's like, I'm Aurora Teagarden, and here's my little button camera, and I just caught everything you did on tape. So they have this little, like, it's not a chase. Emily just walks out the front door like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and fuck you, and whatever. She gets hit by the car, driven by one of the parents.
I hated this fucking scene.
This scene was a bit much.
America's hybrids. Silent, but deadly.
This was just like, dude, when did we turn into this kind of comedy? This literally came out of nowhere and is a wonk, wonk, wonk moment. Like, fucking stop.
Don't you fuck with the parents.
Fuck with one of the moms, you fuck with us all.
Yeah.
Just have her get hit by a car. It didn't need to be
a random
fucking
part. Yeah.
the fucking like. Now I got you a punchline because I committed vehicular manslaughter. What are you doing? And then Stephanie the whole time like talking shit to her. And she's getting, oh, now this is just sad. Stop crawling. It's over. I feel bad for your knees.
Don't do this. I'm getting worried about your knees right now.
What? What are you doing? Now you're empowered? Fuck you. I was so, dude.
I like you're so angry about
this
that.
whole scene. None of it fit.
No, it didn't fit. I just went, like
it turned into a fucking Judd Apatow movie out of nowhere. Not even that. It turned into one of the fucking Wayans Brothers movies. Like it's a spoof on one of these fucking movies.
I know that we talked about this middle piece where, you know, she's like Murder, She Wrote and starts investigating shit and the mother and the twins and the whatever. Like that was too long. You could have condensed it. But I was still good. Like again, up through this is still a good movie. I was still bought in. It's still fine. I think everybody does a great job. And then we get to the end where you got a little angry. I just went, that didn't fit. That took a right-hand turn for no reason.
Yeah,
but
I gotta look something up real quick while you're talking.
Do your thing. At the end of the day, here's the true moral of this story in this movie. Because at the end of this movie, Stephanie is doing her vlog now with 1 million subscribers. And we get some text telling us how everyone turned out. And, you know, Blake Lively's in prison, apparently stuffing it like fucking Kobe on the court. But the moral of the story is, like, apparently bang a family member, solve a mystery, and you'll get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Apparently reviewing movies and making fun of movies isn't the way to 1 million subscribers.
No, you're not going to win friends and influence people this way.
No.
And I'll say this. I applaud Paul Feig for doing these female casts. Right? Like Ghostbusters. I didn't hate on that like everybody else did. Wasn't any good, but not because you were remaking Ghostbusters with females.
Yeah.
Same with this, like a talented Mr. Ripley kind of movie mystery with the female leads. Cool. It's great. Tone it down. You're trying to drive it in our head that women are awesome. We know that. We get it. It's great.
Well,
but then all of his movies are this. And it's so over the top now. I'm just over it.
Well, we've talked about horror movies because we've obviously done a lot for October.
Yeah.
But we've talked about like Talk to Me and The Deliverance and some of these movies, and especially Talk to Me. But horror movies have this really keen ability, or horror writers anyway, have this keen ability of putting the that storyline or the moral, like just they bury it. So
Mhm.
now you're just watching this good art form and you're watching this great movie. And if you start digging, you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
that's the true meaning of Christmas or whatever the fuck.
Right, exactly.
With these, and this is what I don't like about these.
Mhm.
It's fucking here.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Part of me gets it.
Mhm.
Like, okay, lowest common denominator, you gotta
Yeah.
do those things. But like, that's the one reason I don't like movies like this, because it's just like I fancy myself a halfway intelligent person. I'm like, got it, guy. You don't gotta hit me over the head with it. Like,
Yeah.
but
Sometimes I want to find it out on my own.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Aliens, Alien 3, any of the aliens have a majority of where the female is the hero.
Mhm.
Right? They never talk about how empowering it is for her to pick up a weapon.
Yeah.
They never talk about how she doesn't have to apologize for shit, or she's not acting overly tough. You know what I mean? Like, none of that shit exists. And when these Blake Lively characters come in and are just like hard as nails, I don't give a fuck. I know they exist, but also I don't want to watch them. I don't find them to be empowering or awesome or overachieving. And I think Stephanie's just as annoying on the opposite end. Middle people. There's a balance of Stephanie and Emily are in this, and those are the people I choose to like interact with.
Yeah.
And so that's what takes me away from it so much. And when Stephanie starts turning herself into Emily, not because of Emily's influence, but because she's gained more confidence in investigating this and that's where it's just like, fucking stop. Like I said, her talking shit at the end of this when Blake Lively's getting arrested.
Mhm.
Who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Why are you talking all this shit right now?
She's
Like,
fucking
yeah,
Anna Kendrick.
You outsmarted her. Way to go. And that's not a shot at Anna Kendrick or even Blake Lively at this point. It's just like these characters, they had weird developments at the end, especially Stephanie, where I'm just like, this isn't your character. It's one thing later to change, but you changed in literally a 10-minute span. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. And I'm right there with you. Like, again, I think honestly, everybody did a great job in this movie. I really liked it. I was surprised when I saw the cast and I started getting into the movie. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was a really good movie. Like, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I kind of like everything Anna Kendrick's in. I'm not the biggest Blake Lively fan, but I think she's a good actress. Like, I thought it was a good movie. It's not something that this type of film isn't something that I like. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch that again. But for watching it for the first time, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah, I did like the movie quite a bit. A little long in the tooth for me. And I understand it's, a story and you got to connect the dots. Fine. Maybe a little faster is all.
Yeah.
Like, for an example, you wasted probably a good 2 minutes with Bill, the shotgun wielding overall wearing farmer.
Yeah.
That served no point to this plot whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a comedy point.
I wanted to order the Navy Blazer, extra large,
and it really wasn't that funny. I wanted the shirt extra large. Ha 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 ha. I thought Anna Kendrick midway through this movie was going to get shot by a no-name fucking actor with a double-barrel shotgun. You almost had me.
That was close. I was that close.
Like, waste of my fucking time. But overall, I like the movie. I think Anna Kendrick did a good job. I I think Blake Lively has to play this part now, just because that's just the type of person she is. I didn't see much acting from her.
Yeah, I think now she's like pigeonholed into this role. Like this is like the character she's gonna play for the foreseeable future.
Her best acting was the first season of Gossip Girl because she looked like and acted like an innocent teenage girl.
Yeah,
who was a little bit naive. And I think this is a lot more the person she wants to portray in her public image. I won't say I don't know her, but her public image is this kind of hard, a little more rigid, say the wrong thing and I'm going to fuck you up.
I know her and you're totally wrong.
Okay, guy.
I talked to her the other day and she was like, Corey's fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm. Well, tell that bitch she still owes me $5.
Hell yes.
But that's all I got, man. You got anything else for this one?
No, it was a surprise. I'm glad we watched it. I've heard about it a lot, mainly because of the fucking kiss, which grow up. It's two women kissing.
That stuff really bothers me when like you got to watch this movie because of that. I'm like, two women kissing? I could just like go outside of my house and like why is that such a big fucking deal on camera still?
Great.
Like whatever. Thanks, guy.
Yeah. By the way, I got two lesbians that live down the street. I see them kiss all the time. It's not a big deal. Who gives a fuck?
Well, that's what I mean. I'm like, oh, so they're hot, rich women. Like I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, but a few years ago, I saw an NFL player get drafted and make out with his boyfriend. I've seen it all. I'm good. I've been in clubs in New Orleans, in Mardi Gras to take a piss, and it was a leather daddy bar. I have literally seen it all.
I've seen it all too. I have access to Pornhub, so with that said,
I've smelled the flesh though. It's nasty.
We'll end it there. For Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 2018's A Simple Favor.